matchup on tap between the Baltimore Ravens and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'll be back at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from Sunday's action. But for now, it's Monday Night Football. And to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, thanks, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Baltimore Ravens and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 2-1-2 teams, each hoping to get back to 500, and we're underway in Week 4. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. And a glance here at their quarterback standing 6'3".
And what I enjoyed in preparing for this game was talking not just with the coaching staff, but with him as well. And I found it interesting that the coaching staff sees him one way, and he sees himself an entirely different way.
Yeah, one thing he said he's always working on, we know he's not bad at this, but his footwork, always wants to improve that, and that's something he's going to focus on here.
And what was so funny, what the offensive coordinator say right off the top, he's got great footwork. Love his footwork. So this guy is never satisfied. They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now the first carry for Ronald Jones. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up. And so often we talk about electric playmakers as we look at the offense here. Sammy Watkins, he's an electric playmaker.
Love the word you used. Electric indeed. Dynamic, and this guy makes plays and opens the game up.
Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. From the gun, Fields. He gets it into the hands of Gronkowski, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Check. He's checking. Crash.
They'll try the right side with Jones. He's got a first down and then some at midfield.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense.
Now, I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
Not today, you are. Not today. Check nickel.
After the penalty, it's Jones. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Defensively, here are the starters for Baltimore. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
I remember years ago spending time with a top defensive coordinator, and he said the number one thing you have to do is hang your hat on something, create your identity. This unit, they hang their hat on being stingy against the run.
Now Jones. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Operating from the gun. Fields. Open man, Gronkowski complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 12-yard line. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it in, throw it.
He'll be hit and taken down at the 21.
That's what I'm talking about.
He probably feels like he cannot get a break. He was sacked 7 times last week. And here we go again in the first quarter.
And we always talk about the internal clock of a quarterback in the pocket and how he has to have a real keen sense of it in order to get rid of the football. After being sacked 7 times last week, that clock has been sped up.
And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now they're coming up on play number 8 of this opening drive, but they're looking at a 3rd and long. From the gun, Fields. And it'll be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Had a bit of a lane there, took advantage of it. Give them 7 there on the first down carry. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson. He's going to fire one deep. And got his man complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. A big play there. His first touchdown on the year as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, they had gone run the previous play. Nice little setup. This time they go play action. Defense bites a bit, and they hit for a big play in the end zone.
So they sold it really well, didn't they? Because of just what you described. They ran into the previous play, come back with the same action, and now they step back and throw it and get a big play for a touchdown. But what happens as a defensive back is your eyes have to go to the right place. You always hear Coach talk about, are your eyes in the right spot? Well, this time the eyes went to the play action. It froze their feet. They weren't moving, and he went on past them and caught the pass for a touchdown.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
The numbers on the ground for Jones last week. 9 carries, 52 yards, and a touchdown.
And that's just not enough carries for a running back to get loose and really feel like he's into the game, because they have to have enough volume to establish a rhythm, not just for themselves, but also to get in sync with their offensive line so they can read the blocks properly and they can execute them. I expect them to get a minimum of 15 carries in this game, and the optimum number would be 20+.
And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off. You absolutely have to have this early on, right? 3rd and short, they elect to throw for it, and that's normal NFL football. They're going to throw on 3rd and short, but you've got to hit it, don't you?
Yeah, in the first quarter, like you said, to set the tone, can't connect there. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Here's Jackson to throw again. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. 6 yards on the pickup, and just like that, it's 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for them.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Ravens send their punter out now, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2, but likely not for long as they're in punt formation to kick it away. Watch out for Hill on the return. So a change of possession here on the punt.
This is a godly I have a way of spying demons. Do you know how? No. How? I just stare at them.
The fuck you just say?
I stare at them until I confuse them.
The Bucs will get ready to go on offense. This offense trotting back onto the field. Let's turn our attention here to Ronald Jones. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think what we try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball.
Are you coming in here to get this dick or what?
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory. Yeah. A big play there on the catch and run. And even 50 yards for an offense that has not found the end zone yet. That's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. Give them maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And all the way down inside.
I don't know, but the shit look good, and they still all fall down and everything.
Gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal.
Talking to him.
I think they like this drive a little bit better.
Look at this
partner.
shit.
Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack.
A nigga put a 4th row.
The last drive they went 3 and out.
Right, he just don't have no trunk now. Yeah, but then that's like on a Tahoe or on a short Escalade. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is.
Back to Fields. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. From 4 yards out, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make
that
plays.
Nigga Stewart got like
exactly
8 fucking X
play here for a touchdown. So uneven at 7 now as they kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on first and 10.
Evergreen is not even a mile, and that's, what is that? 10 minus 7, that's 3 miles to fucking 7 miles.
Fires one that's intercepted. Carlton Davis gets it, and he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
We didn't just have chicken. It ain't but shit, chicken, fish, and goddamn cow.
Into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Throwing on first down. Field.
Our food selection in Detroit is way better than that of Grand Rapids, I'll have you know.
Second down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football.
Lord
and that's this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Don't get her started.
Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option.
I don't know what to do with this, man.
The 2-yard line there before
I don't think you got all the pieces, man.
Well, they had a gain of 10 last time, now a gain of 20 here.
They ain't got Conies in Grand Rapids, do they?
Receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because
I know, ain't nobody getting shot at them at 4 o'clock in the morning.
People up to block in
Food
front
ain't
of
good.
either fellow receivers or offensive linemen. That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Somebody got stabbed like this last night.
That's the east side or the west side?
Southeast. Actually, it's the 0 line, bro. It's at the 0 line.
Right where they both meet up at.
Buccaneer touchdown. Sammy Watkins, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bucs have taken the lead. And down near the goal line here, they're able to throw it in.
And the key word,
on Franklin?
Quick hitter, out of his hands fast.
That's so bad too.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. This Ravens offense heads back out there, led by Lamar Jackson. He's had a solid start to this game, but bottom line is they're losing, so he doesn't care about his stats. He just wants to right the ship on the scoreboard.
He wants to actually increase his stats because he feels like if he does, that means things will get better for his team, maybe get them back into the ball game or into the lead. In these situations, I remember playing with a quarterback once where he actually ran out onto the field first ahead of everyone else just to say, guys, let's go. Try and create that energy, create that spark.
And so far, he has 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He'll be looking for that second touchdown now. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down.
What? On a little hook.
A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to
Ain't no
Jonathan
regular
Coachman,
fishing rod. You see how
Coach will
big
have a
that
look
was?
back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Out to his left. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
Okay.
Ooh, somebody just ran somebody over with a helicopter.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. It's complete to Watt. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion,
Bro, I'm telling you, bro, she can say that, but I bet they got
on down in distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to
yeah,
him.
when she got it hit, he got hit, and they probably like netted it in real quick.
Near midfield at the 49. Shaquille Barrett.
It took him 4 hours to get out the water.
The stat sheet.
But enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Throwing is Jackson. This is caught by Malik Turner. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going
and all the way in for a Ravens touchdown.
September 3rd, I think.
In for the score, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game.
Yeah, that's the one I'm going to get so I can switch it over to the PS5.
Puts us in a position where if they make the extra point, we're right back to even before we start the second half.
Tucker with the extra point. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And it's capped off by the Baltimore score. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25.
I'm talking about Luke Walton.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And we're under a minute to go here. What's been an even first half all tied up?
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. A couple completions, just bring them together. Could get into field goal range. Let's see what happens.
What are you talking about? I'm talking about the whole
trying to run it out as they start on the ground. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35.
Yeah, that's like NBA 2K.
There and a Buccaneer first down.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. And that led to a really nice game.
This is complete to Watkins on the slant. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1. There's the Penn State man. It's Chris Godwin. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. It's a gain of 16, first down Tampa Bay. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Fields looking middle. It's caught by Gronkowski. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
It's good, bro. Welcome to the party. Welcome to the party.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Quickly to Gronkowski. That's caught. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout called. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. This from 25 yards out. Seibert's kick is good. And they take a 17-14 lead. So we will not go into the lockers tied. We do have a leader in the clubhouse, so to speak.
It's only 3 points. Doesn't seem like much, but it looms big the way that they got it done right before the half ended.
The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. This one taken from the 7.
How hard was it to get it all?
So we've hit halftime. All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay.
Me too. That's how I'm
complete. A gain there of 30 big ones.
What you went for?
It's your first drive of the second half. You're down on the scoreboard. Maybe you just say to yourself, let's take a shot, see if we can shake them up. And, boy, they hit that one.
I got one trade, too.
Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
Tough first half for him. Unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Flushed out right. This will be caught inside the 10. 25 yards that time.
Let's go.
And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. It's a good pickup of 7 yards, and now they're looking at 2nd and goal. Good yardage on first down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal? And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
They'll run it with Jacobs. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Josh Jacobs, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Ravens have retaken the lead. Able to punch it in on 3rd down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a 4th down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale?
Well, you said you ain't beat me by 50, though. I bet you said that.
All the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating, will we have to make the call? They already had it lined up. Never even got to it.
So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Josh Jacobs. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
It's another one behind you, Lou.
Offense ready to get their drive started. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the greaseboard to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Back to throw. Fields. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Fielded just inside the 20. Now after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break.
I hate that. Maybe I need to turn my shit on.
The offense set at the line for this next drive, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
Here's Jackson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that'll wind up incomplete.
Man, don't you advise nothing. Get your ass in this goddamn game.
Run under it, but it's 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. On 2nd down, Jacobs.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
That's what I said too,
even on
man.
that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
He had a Henry joystick every year.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Could not have thrown that out there any better. When the ball hit the ground, I thought it might go into the end zone the way it was angling, but perfectly jutting out at the
same division,
you think maybe what we saw in practice came into play there? You know, he put those big cans down on the sideline and then angled for him and shot for him. Looks like it worked out pretty well for him, too.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everyone wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Don't listen to Chris.
Back now here on EA Sports.
I got like 47
It's Buccaneer
wins.
football, but they've got work to do. They find themselves behind here to start the fourth quarter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they got tired of niggas lying about their scores.
On second down.
What did I tell you about that? Don't do that.
He is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
Well, that play was over before it even got started. Thanks for nothing, huh? How about that? That sets up a very difficult 3rd down call now.
The Bucs on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6.
You trying to shoot you? I tried to mark it.
Off the play fake. Fields trying to lay one up. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. He's at the 40. Past the 20. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 84 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator is looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
They'll go again to Jones. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now on 3rd down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete.
Yeah, that play was pretty well doomed right from the start. The pressure was really affecting him. Collapsed everything in the pocket. He had to move around, try to get it downfield. Incomplete.
Seibert able to knock this one through. And that'll bring him back within a point. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I think there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. Remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs to make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
Shit.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. A good pickup there at 22. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in dire.
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 38. And he will score. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. This game, it's been defensively oriented on both sides, so I guess it stands to reason that the play of the game comes on defense.
So it's my kind of game. You know that. Anytime we have a defensive battle, but that, as you said, it stands to reason that's the way the game tilted. Someone had to make a big play, and the way the defenses were dominating, that's exactly what we got.
They'll try and throw for it, and this one's caught. And their 4th quarter lead grows by a couple more. And they turn the pick 6 into a pick 8 with that 2-point conversion.
I love how you upsell. That is outstanding right there. What a big-time play. Big switch in how this game was going, and then they capitalized with a little bit on top.
Yeah, he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
You will get a real meal on that motherfucker?
Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 26.
Yep, salad and some more shit.
Back to the air, Jackson following the pick 6. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
Well, any caused incompletion is good for a defense. But when you add to it that you get a little hit on the quarterback, knock him to the ground, make him think a little bit, hopefully knock him off his game, especially in a game of this magnitude, this tight in the 4th quarter, got to feel pretty good as a defense.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags, and I believe this is going to be a 1st down. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Well, now it's 1st and 10, a big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. To throw is Jackson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. A big play there. His 3rd touchdown of the season, all coming in this game. As they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with an extra point. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion.
I hate those. Like being
from the gun, it's Jackson.
Like being about an hour. I mean.
Rolling to his left. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. They didn't want the tie. They roll the dice and they take the lead.
That felt like a tone setter, didn't it? Forget tying the ball game and feeling like we're just hanging with you. We're going to go ahead and push it to a 1-point lead, and that just changes the complexion of the whole game.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now this offense trotting back onto the field. Let's turn our attention here to Ronald Jones. And there are the numbers. Got off to that torrid hot start. We thought he was in for maybe a career day.
Not y'all stand together?
No doubt about it. It almost looks like a misprint after what we saw in the first half. But let's give a little bit of credit to the guys on our side of the ball. They went in at halftime, made a few adjustments, and you know what else? They didn't lose their confidence in their ability to play. Because a lot of times you get beat down in the first half, it gets ugly in the second half. They come out with a new resolve and a renewed determination.
Fourth quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game.
Don't include me in that.
So it's Buccaneers.
Oh, God!
Welcome you back.
A lot of
And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards. Wide open, Gronkowski. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a gain of 16, first down Tampa Bay. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football. They've hit it.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock.
Oh, yeah, ping.
Navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
First down now, but the clock continues to move. They'll look to throw.
Way to go.
This is complete to guess who? Gronkowski again. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. He's back to throw. And this is
He shooting me through the
touchdown.
Anybody try?
And they've taken the lead here in the final minute.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up,
you forgot
could
what?
come back at you a long way.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
Come on, bro. You telling me you can move that sniper right? Oh, my God.
So Lamar Jackson in the offense.
Come
Down by
on,
7.
bro. This
a
is
little under
ridiculous.
30 seconds remaining.
That.
They need a touchdown to the PAT to tie it as they come up 1st and 10. Steps away to his left. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second
Don't go that
down.
way.
Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the defense helping him out a little bit here late in the 4th.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. And when you're the one doing the chasing, you'll take a little help from the other guys, won't you?
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Tony Jefferson.
Let's go.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They have the lead, still a one-possession game, but the defense got to stop. They've got the football now, just salted away, right?
Exactly. That's all the defense is counting on from their offense. They did their job in a big way. You know they're over on the sidelines now starting to take their tape off, and, hey, we've done this thing. The offense has to put it away, and that means ball security.
Absolutely. Stranger things have happened. So time has run out on what will be a Tampa Bay victory, and it took a big 4th quarter to do it, but bottom line, they got the job done.
Yeah, it is the bottom line, isn't it? A few anxious moments along the way, those few sweaty palms, not just for the team, but for their fans. As you mentioned, down going into the